What's on the bench today? This Xbox 360. Now normally, most people aren't going to want to repair Xbox 360s because you can get them for so cheap. The reason I decided to take this one on is because it's a limited edition Star Wars Xbox 360 Slim, and it also comes with a cool matching controller. Gotta love that wire aesthetic there. What's wrong with this one? Well, it doesn't turn on. The customers provided their power adapter, and I've also tested it already with my known good power adapter, and it still doesn't power on. Yeah, we're gonna have to take this thing apart and see what's going on. If we're lucky, it's just a touch button that's gone bad. If we're unlucky, it's a motherboard issue. If we're really, really unlucky, we're not able to actually fix the motherboard. Yeah, just to show you, orange light. Nobody home. What I found is that I reseated this front panel connector, and it seems to turn on the console, sometimes. Well, if I put the cable at a certain angle, I can get it to turn on. So we have a damaged flat flex cable, or faulty flat flex cable, and what I found is some sort of corrosion or somewhere on the middle of this cable there, so I'm not really sure what that's about. I've never seen that before. It's probably been left in a shed or something like that and exposed to the elements a little bit. So that flex cable needs to be replaced. Considering I'm seeing this, I'm just going to go ahead and get a replacement cable. And also this needs to be glued back in place as it's just already broken away. At least I can power on the console and I can test the rest of it, so I'm going to do that and order up a flex cable. Right, and I went to use this controller and I thought that the batteries were just crap, so I've changed the batteries out with different batteries from different brands, and I'm sure that some of these are good, but we still get no power. So yeah, there's something wrong with the controller as well. So the issue was those battery contacts at the bottom there, they got sort of squished down, so I just basically pulled them up with some tweezers, and now everything's happy. And there it is connecting to the console. So for some reason the resolution has gone into 640 by 480, even though this is over HDMI, so we've got to fix that. There we go, that's much better. We got this replacement flex in, and pretty much we're going to peel the old one off and stick the new one on. What I've done is I've just used a pry tool. You've got to break away this bit of plastic that's kind of covering the eject button part of the ribbon cable. And that's just plastic welded, so when we actually go to put that back on, we're going to use some epoxy. You could technically use a soldering iron and maybe melt that, but I'm not going to risk damaging the plastic, obviously. And as for the rest of the flex cable, yeah, we're just going to heat it up with some low temperature. I've just got 100 degrees here, and I'm just going to obviously warm it up from a distance and then just peel it off. That's the old one removed, so that's pretty much, I don't know, decoration for me to stick on the wall. Now we can go ahead and fit the replacement flex back into place. So this should be theoretically quite easy. We just got to line it up with where everything was before. Alright, I happen to think that looks pretty damn good, so let's plug it in and see if it works. Will it power on? Hey! Disc eject works. I love the noises. Very cool. So let's get all this dust cleaned up and get this thing put back together and give it a final test. We have to glue this bit of the button down that's broken away from the plastic, and we also have to glue that bracket that we broke off because it was plastic welded before. So I'm just going to mix up some epoxy here, glue that down, and then I'll reassemble everything. Alright, so I've got to wait for the epoxy to completely cure, but I did epoxy here because this is more of a permanent fixture, and for over here I actually just ended up using some B7000, just in case we need to actually replace this ribbon cable in future. Using epoxy is going to be quite difficult to remove there. So that's our Star Wars Xbox 360 Slim fixed, the controller fixed, giving it a good dust cleaning. And if you need an Xbox 360 Slim fixed, well, probably just buy another one for like 50 bucks or whatever it is that people sell them for nowadays. But if you have a limited edition one, techbuddy.au. Peace.